Hello, everyone. It's Rob here from Woodward English. How have you been today? I've been looking forward to this special event about Thanksgiving because we have some wonderful, wonderful guests. I'm so excited. Been looking forward to this for quite a while. Anyway, I'm going to present some wonderful, wonderful guests. I'm so excited. Oh, someone's got their microphone on. We got you. Okay, I'm just going to check everyone. There we go. How's everyone? How's everyone going? Okay, I'm Rob, and we have Anne, Beverly, and Brenda. So I'm I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So Anne, yep, could you tell us a little bit about you and where you're from and everything like that?
Absolutely. Thanks, Rob. I'm so happy to be here. My name's Anne, and my business is LA English Tutor. So you can find me on Instagram and YouTube and my website and all of that. I work with English language learners of all ages and levels on Zoom. So most of my work is working one-on-one with private students, but I've done all kinds of things. My background is in university English language intensive programs. So I taught in the classroom for about 15 years, mostly in Hawaii, where I used to live and work and was a graduate student for a long time.
Wow,
Now
Hawaii. How
I'm in
awesome.
Los Angeles. Yeah, that's right. If you want to know about Hawaii, I have some experiences from there. But now I'm in the big city of Los Angeles. I've been here for about 3 years, so it's kind of a new place for me. I love it, and I've never been happier with my teacher life. I have lots of different projects going on and doing a lot of lives and a lot of kind of social media work, meeting other teachers, collaborating, and just having a great time. So thank you for inviting me. One last
Thank
thing
you
that
for
I'll
being here.
say is that
Mhm.
I was I've been a fan of Woodward English materials for years. So to
Mm.
me, being here today is extra special because
Thank
for
you.
so long I would go to your website or refer my students to your charts as a practitioner, and now to be here as a colleague and a co-host is just really meaningful. I'm very grateful, very thankful. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming along and joining us. Who would like to be next? Beverly? You got your microphone on?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to piggyback off what Ann said. I too am an English teacher, of course, for English language learners, but I teach only adults. At one time, I taught children, and I'm now teaching adults. But the Woodward English materials have been a godsend. So, round of applause, kudos, all of the above to
Thank
Rob
you.
and your colleagues there, because this is an extra treat to collaborate with you today.
Uh,
Just a little background: I am originally from the United States. I was born and raised in Chicago. I moved to Mexico 2.5 years ago, but I moved from Louisiana. I currently
mm,
reside on the Pacific Coast in
oh,
beautiful La Paz in Baja California Sur. So I can often be found drinking coffee in class. My students, if they're watching, will get a kick out of that. And then they know that after class, sometime that evening, I'm watching the sunset on the Malecon. I really, really enjoy what I'm doing as a long, as we say, long working educator, or as they say, an experienced educator. I loved what I did in the brick and mortar, don't get me wrong. But this
yeah.
is my dream job, to do it online with wonderful people such as Ann and Brenda and now Rob. So
Ah,
thank you, thank
that's
you,
cool.
thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Brenda, tell us a little bit about you. Oh, your microphone's off, just so you know.
There we
There
go.
it is. Yeah, that's the one.
To me, it's a great honor also to be here because I have followed Rob for a long time and I share him with all my students. And he's been very helpful in my classes. He doesn't know that, but you've been very helpful. So thank you.
You're making me blush, going red. Look out! Make me go red.
Well, it is true. Take it all because we love you. And so it's a great honor for me to be here. I have been a teacher for over 30 years, and I'm a writer as well.
Oh, cool.
I grew up in Acapulco, Mexico, and now I live in Cihuatanejo, Mexico. But in between, I lived most of my life in between California and Texas in the United States. And thanks to the pandemic, I guess, we teachers are able to locate anywhere in the world and still teach. So it's awesome for me. It has been wonderful because I can live here in paradise where there's never a cold front ever.
That's cool.
And Thanksgiving is quite a celebration because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here. However, we are a blended family. We have Americans and Mexicans here in our family, so we do celebrate it with a touch of Mexican.
Oh, listen, I want to know more about this. I want to know more about this. Okay, so I just want to go say hello to everyone that's joined us in the chat here. Who we got there? We got Haj. I can actually put things up on the screen like this. Oops. We got Haj from Algeria. We got Farid. Who else we got there? Oh, we got Hannah from Slovakia, Bratislava. Also, we got Jacqueline. Oh, mention Jacqueline. Hello. Good to see you again, Jacqueline. Always a pleasure. JJ, he's from Sicily in Italy. And you get to know lots of our friends that join us. Hello from Mexico City. Hey, Dana, how's it going? Oh, of course, we've got the wonderful Anne. She's accompanying us over here behind the scenes. Yeah, my lovely wife. Who else we got there? Kaline also. Iran, one of our channel members from Brazil, Sao Paulo. He's been a member for about 3 years with us, and we've got together online and everything like that outside of the streams. So nice. We've got from Egypt, Poland, Ivan from Canada, Mexico. I'm trying to teach so I need material. Oh, great resource. I'm trying to get my TEFL certificate, so I need materials and guide. Cool. Alberta, Canada, the UK, Los Angeles. It's strange. I always want to say Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Mexico. Hola, Brenda. You got some fans there already.
Great.
That's my student.
Yeah.
Hello, Andrew.
Who's that? Houston also. Wow, I wish I could speak as well as you, Mrs. Brenda. Also got from Morocco. So we've got a wonderful variety here. Okay, I'm in New Zealand right now. Okay, and that's the reason why I've got these lovely ladies here with me, because in New Zealand, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving Day. We have absolutely no idea about what it's about. Like, you hear there's this thing called Thanksgiving Day, and that's about it, because you got the, what do you call it? The Black Friday on the Friday. They usually know because of that. So you all, a question, are you all from the US except for the teacher who's from New Zealand? Yes, I'm from New Zealand, and everyone else is... no.
I'm from Mexico.
You're from Mexico. I'm from the Ukraine. Nice, Natalia.
And I teach English and Spanish.
Nice. Okay, so I've got a question here. Since in New Zealand we don't have the Thanksgiving Day, what is... I had to put the turkey in there too. What is Thanksgiving Day? I've heard of it, but what exactly is it? Just throw your thoughts out. What is Thanksgiving Day? What is it? Anyone just jump in.
This is the hardest question first. If you ask Americans, I think this is the hard question to answer.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know. Complicated.
That's
complicated.
It is complicated. But everyone might have a different way to celebrate. For me, it's a memory. I've been in Mexico now 3 years, so I've only been to one mock Thanksgiving with some expats, and that was like pre-pandemic. So, but it is like something that is like a mystery. But do you want to share, Anne, what is it to you?
What is it? Is it like it's
I can help deconstruct it.
it's like the fourth because I know it's like the fourth. Is it like the fourth Thursday
Yes.
of November?
That's
and,
right.
and October. Well, what is the objective of thing? Why does it exist?
Oh, the objective.
Yeah, what's the objective? What's the what is the objective of
for
it?
those
What's the
learning
purpose of this
English,
Thanksgiving
you
Day
can look
thing?
at the base word there, thanks. And I correct me, Anne, please, if I get the history wrong, but I think it was one of the presidents, it might have been Roosevelt, that wanted to make this official on the fourth Sunday, that we take a day aside to not be at work and to be with our family. Usually, most businesses will allow the day before Thanksgiving, and of course Friday. So it's like a long weekend. Just to be with your family and to reflect on what we're thankful for. But it originated with the pilgrims who came over from another country and decided this is the day we will set aside to just tell God thank you. And of course, they were facilitated by the Indians who brought and showed them how to plant the food and what to eat, and everybody just pitched in. So now it's a day where everybody decides, listen, let's cook our favorite foods and just get fat. Nobody's on a diet. You don't want people showing up saying, oh, I'm on a diet. Not on Thanksgiving. You just
That's where it starts. That's where it starts in Thanksgiving, because then you go all the way till January.
It starts with Halloween candy, but
yes. It starts with the holiday. It's like Ann said, it starts with Halloween candy. It's the holidays officially, so you just continue eating, and then you think about dieting after the new year. But that's part of it. It's just a traditional way to give yourself an opportunity to celebrate. Even though my family is in the States, I remember them, and if we can get together by Zoom, that's fine. But there is something to be said about saying, okay, this is a time to be thankful, no matter where you are.
And it's through food. We always, celebrate and get together with family through food, and it's so delicious.
Okay, so basically, it's like a food fest.
Everything's like a food fest. Look at Christmas
I've heard the word food mentioned about 20,000 times already. So what is some of the typical food that you eat on this day?
Well, usually you eat turkey and green bean casserole. Green bean casserole can be either, I had a situation one time, I was invited to my friend Eileen and Wes's house, and she said, you got to bring green bean casserole. So I thought, okay, I'm Mexican. I do everything from scratch, know. So I got the beans and the green beans and the mushrooms and everything. And she called me and she said, no, everything has to be from a can.
From a can?
From a can, because they're used to, her sister loves it from a can. So I was appalled, it's never the same. It can't never be the same. So I did two. I did one because my children are vegetarian. So I did one with everything from natural ingredients, and another one with canned ingredients for the rest of the family. And it all went well.
So we've got turkey. We have the
green
bean casserole
that has mushroom.
Has it got mushroom? Does it always have mushrooms, or is that just in your family?
No, it has mushrooms.
It's that cream.
Not always.
In Texas, it does.
Cream of mushroom soup. Cream of mushroom soup mix.
Well, I put
you know what I'm talking about.
So it's a cream of mushroom mix. It's like, and it comes in a packet or a can or something like that.
Yes.
Can with this like gelatinous, so jelly-like
Campbell's
goo. I don't know. It depends. When you look at the ingredients on that can, it's like a bunch of chemicals and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what that food is. We call it cream of mushroom.
Cream of goo.
Cream of mushroom, yes. But instead of putting cream of mushroom, what I do is I put the mushrooms and I do the cream by hand.
You make it. That sounds
Everything's from
delicious.
scratch. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. And then they have the raspberry jelly, which I've never been a fan of because I don't like sweet with salty.
Cranberry.
Cranberry.
Yeah, cranberry.
Yeah. Jello thing.
What else is there? What else do you have? Like,
What
okay,
else?
we've got like you got your what is it? Thanksgiving
of
table
cakes.
there. At the moment, it's pretty bare. I've only got like a turkey there and some bean casserole. And it's
No,
like,
no,
oh no,
no.
I'm gonna go.
If you have the turkey, you have to make stuffing. See, now
Stuffing,
that's where
yes.
Thanksgiving, it depends on the home. Everyone is different. Your green bean casserole, nobody mentioned the crunchy onions on the top of that. And in my family, it would have been made by scratch. But yes, you do use a little bit of that cream goo. And then you have to have a stuffing.
Goo.
It could either be bread stuffing or cornbread stuffing or stovetop. It really doesn't matter because the main star is the turkey. So whatever stuffing you have on the side, then let's mention you have to have gravy and mashed potatoes. And my favorite is homemade macaroni and cheese with four cheeses. It's not Thanksgiving. Hello, Ann.
Without it. Yes.
It's not Thanksgiving without macaroni, bubbly and cheesy and hot and just, and I'm from Chicago, so we always made the greens, collard greens. Think of chard and spinach, only it's greens with a little bit of the smoked turkey leg in it. Some people use ham hocks, but that goes good. The greens and cornbread with the macaroni and cheese is very good. So, you know, some type of vegetables, vegetable medley. And then somebody mentioned all kinds of cakes. My favorite, of course, is banana pudding or pineapple or pound cake. And in our family, we didn't eat pumpkin pie. We ate sweet potato pie, of course.
Ooh,
Yes.
I could. Oh, I love sweet potatoes. Here it's in New Zealand. We've got a type of sweet potato. It's called kumara, and it's like so good. Yeah, but I could imagine a pie made of that. Oh, yeah.
with marshmallows on top. Okay, and now you have to add to the menu.
I know. Well, you guys have covered a lot of the dishes that I grew up eating and am familiar with. I could go on and on about casseroles. I think casseroles are a really interesting topic.
Oh my God, yes.
They're so generational. So like my mother's generation, she grew up in the 50s and 60s in Texas, in the South. And so her cooking for the holidays and for Thanksgiving, a lot of casseroles. So what's a casserole? What is a casserole? You know, it's like a bake. You put a bunch of ingredients into one dish. There's always a recipe. You always have to measure or, you know, get the ingredients right. And then you bake it in the oven. But I think casseroles are not really popular with, you know, younger generations, because now I go to Thanksgiving meals like at my sister's home or friends' houses, and you see very different foods. You see more ethnic foods. So Korean foods, tamales from Mexico, you know, Mexican feasts. People bring the ethnic foods from their cultures. I see that more and more when you live in a diverse place like LA. And yeah, so casserole culture is very nostalgic to me, but I think it's kind of getting lost a little bit. But there's still that tie around days like Thanksgiving, where they come back, you know, they come back to life, and they're so familiar. Like Beverly is describing the crunchy onion topping and this flavor that you get from the soup mix. All of that is so, you know, reminds me of Thanksgiving. One more last thing I would add is pies. So dessert could be anything, really.
Somebody said pumpkin pie.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, pumpkin pie.
Oh, pumpkin pie, yeah.
Classic. Or apple pie or cherry pie or something.
It's live.
pies definitely come to mind, and leftovers. I'm looking at my notes.
Oh, those
That's
are
why
very
the casseroles were so
Yeah.
popular.
perfect.
It's because they're even better the
The
second
next day.
day.
They
And you know,
Absolutely.
like you
Oh.
said, and
Yes.
this was from the 50s and the 60s, where everybody at least bought one casserole.
Brought one casserole.
And so,
Exactly.
you know, there was always different varieties of food, but it's the leftovers.
Yeah.
You know, we just mentioned you start on cooking and then you eat Thanksgiving Day, but you will continue eating on Friday,
Yeah.
and of
Mhm.
course on Saturday, and of course on Sunday, probably until the week after. And it's so much better the next day.
It keeps getting better.
I know that's weird. I'm curious to know the science behind that. It's just like you have something, then you hear that next day. It's like, oh, maybe like the flavors. They just like yeah.
Yeah.
And the smells.
Oh,
Smells
So-
are just divine.
Anna says in Slovakia it's not celebrated. This Thanksgiving Day is not celebrated. But what a coincidence! Today we had roast turkey leg for lunch, special pasta, and peach compote. Nice.
Special pasta. Oh, I love pasta.
So we got pumpkin pie. Here it is. Thanksgiving has never been celebrated in my country. I'm from Dominican Republic, and my first language is Spanish.
yeah.
Hola.
This here, this is good. This is it'll
Right.
stay on YouTube. This, yeah, so you can come back and like you start salivating. Like, oh, yeah,
I'm getting hungry for sure.
yeah.
Yes.
I could talk about food so
Oh,
much.
What is a casserole?
Yeah.
What is a casserole?
I sent a picture. In Mexico, we're big in casseroles, and one of the most famous casseroles is the Aztec casserole. And the Aztec casserole, what you do is you put in a glass container, you put tortillas, corn tortillas, and then usually you put shredded chicken and corn and green beans and carrots, and then you put a lot of a green salsa with green tomatoes or a tomato sauce, depends,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
and then you cover it with cheese all over,
Ooh.
and you put it in the oven, and it tastes absolutely
My wife just went,
fine.
ooh.
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And you know, speaking of casserole, that leftover turkey and leftover dressing and maybe leftover macaroni,
You put it all together.
put it together and and then cover it with cheese.
I've
A
never
new,
tried
a new casserole in itself. Yes.
I want to try that this year. I've heard of that, but I've never done it. So
Oh,
I'm
it's the best.
It's the best. It really is.
It
you
really
know,
is
and
the best,
that's
yeah.
again a part of this memory is that you can't go wrong. You've got all this leftover food. Okay, casserole time.
Yeah. I think what's this one here? Galine. I think turkey ham is a traditional food on Thanksgiving. That's what
Oh,
I've watched
yeah,
in
ham.
movies.
I forgot to mention the ham. Yeah.
It could be ham. I think of ham more as an Easter tradition. I don't know why. Do you? Is that a
And
Southern thing?
Christmas? Christmas.
In New
is
Zealand,
always
it's
present
more
in
a
Christmas.
Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Christmas
Like
or
typical in New Zealand, you have like a leg of ham, like a big thing of
Oh.
ham.
Yeah.
Okay,
In Mexico,
so,
we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, you know. We do in my house because we are, you know, half and half. You know, but not growing up. Growing up, I never knew it existed until I became a teacher because my parents were from Lithuania and Norwegian. So no.
My mum cooks different pastel azteca casseroles. Nice.
Oh,
Everyone's like, thank you for answering. Sounds tasty.
and that was a good that comment was useful for looking at the spelling of the word because I saw in the comments I think someone was trying to see
The casserole. This one here, casserole.
CASSEROLE. There's an E at the
yeah,
end.
there's an E at the end.
French.
Yeah, it can be different ingredients. I've known different Aztec casseroles, you know, but mostly it has cheese and salsa and whatever ingredients you want to put in there. You know, it always tastes divine. Divine.
Have a look at this. Is a wonderful comment. Excuse me. Anna says, doesn't matter where you live, you always could be thankful for something. That is so true. I think
That's so true.
it could be quite not a fun, a good celebration for different countries around the world. Of course, everyone associates it with the US, with America, but there's something I think it would actually be good having this type of celebration around the world, mainly because of, let me find it, this here. So people can think more about what they're thankful for. I think that's
Exactly.
I think more people need to think about and appreciate the things that they have, and to be thankful for the things they have.
Yes.
So I'm throwing this question to my lovely guests, and also into the chat, into everyone that's watching. If you're watching, what is something that you are thankful for? Just put it in the comments there, and we'll get the best ones up on screen. So, what are you thankful for?
Oh, we all got quiet.
Well, I thought he was asking to the public.
Yeah, I'm asking the public and for you also.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm grateful always for life, for health, for life in itself, with good and bad. I mean, you learn from the bad and you celebrate the good. So it's a joyful ride. It wasn't like that all my life, but now it is. So I'm very grateful. And usually on Thanksgiving, we gather around the table, and my grandchildren always have to say what they're grateful for. You know, and it's awesome to hear. You know, some kids. I had a niece. Sometimes she was 3 years old, and she was still being breastfed. And one day in Thanksgiving, she says, "I'm thankful for the second breast."
Yeah, that's funny.
That was so cute. You know, you can be grateful for whatever is important in your life.
Right? Yeah.
Good that there's two.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for, Beverly? And
Yeah, well, you know, I again will piggyback off of Brenda. Just another day, and I'm thankful. I don't care how busy I am. I'm thankful for the opportunity, first of all, to give back by using my native language to help other adults, and to do it from home. I used to dream, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could have the luxury of a coffee break, or, you know, to work and create a better time schedule. So no matter how busy I get, I always say, thank God for another day. I literally say out loud, I will not complain, because I am thankful. And it's, you know, like Brenda said, we have created our way of life. Maybe it wasn't that way in the future. We can remember we have good and bad days, but overall, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for the beach. I'm thankful for Mexico.
Oh, yes.
For gracious people.
Nature.
I'm thankful for every student, because they're thankful. I have to tell you this, the first time I actually heard a student in a class that I taught face-to-face pre-pandemic say, thank you, teacher. It was so foreign. I said, what? And I cried. I had to turn my back. I had never heard that. Thank you, teacher. And it was just, so that is what I receive from the people here, is this gracious attitude, and it makes me more thankful.
Amen.
Beautiful.
And
I'm so grateful to teach. And then also this year, especially, I'm so grateful to be able to learn so much, because I've started a lot of new things, and am every day learning from trial and error and mistakes, and from other people. So I'm also really grateful for this community. For many years as a teacher, I would drive to my college campus, go to my office, maybe say hello to a few people at the copy machine who are all frantically running around trying to get to class and not really in the mood to talk and stuff, right? Then I would interact with my students, which was wonderful, and I'd go home. But now I'm so much more connected to other educators, and I never expected that. So the community of worldwide English teachers,
oh, yes,
I'm a part of now. I'm like so grateful for that. And then also just the time that I'm living in right now, and the tools that are coming out every single day. And each of those tools leads to some new opportunity. Like this live session and the way that you're able to flash the questions on the screen, I'm like, ooh,
Mm.
new tool that's going to give me new opportunity. And I don't know what else you do in life. I mean, it's this. I'm just so grateful to get to
just to be able to do what you love.
do those things. Yeah,
It's just amazing.
Yes.
I think every single day, my wife and I, you'll hear us saying that we're thankful for what we have, for our life, for what we've achieved, what we've done. Every single day, you'll just hear one of us multiple times just always saying thank you for everything, because
yes.
I mean, it's not always been easy, but it's just been just thankful for being, just for the life we've had. And also, like, even now, for example, after, like, with the pandemic and everything like that, everyone got thrown into lockdown and things like that. Just thankful that we could actually just continue doing what we've always done. Like, you can actually teach online. I mean, I don't actually do. Yeah, you can just, and like with like Anne said, it's just like you can just learning so many things. It's just I'm thankful for this opportunity to be able to learn and do and experience things all of the time. I've actually got some comments here. I'm thankful for my family.
Yeah.
Jacqueline, I hope you find a job soon. And I saw you were asking if my first language was Spanish. No, my first language was Yiddish. And then English and then Spanish.
Interesting.
I'm thankful for my life.
Amen.
Thankful for the wonderful teachers. Awesome teachers. It's just, here we go. I have a family, a home, and there's something that's like, if you've got a roof over your head, you should be
Yes.
I mean, like we said, I'm just thankful that we have a roof over our head. I mean, there could be, like, especially around that area, you got hurricanes and God knows what, and things can get destroyed, and or you just don't have the possibility. You got people sleeping in cars. You got people just no abode or no place to always go back to. And so I'm always thankful for that too. So I have a family, a home, job, also food. Oh yeah, food. Let's talk about food again. I'm grateful for having a chance to love and develop my skills in teaching and learning also.
Yes.
I think it's thankful for good harvest and a good year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, harvest is definitely a good vocabulary for Thanksgiving time.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Thanksgiving Day vocabulary. Harvest.
Yeah.
Just if anyone in the chat knows what harvest is, how you could explain harvest. Harvest. I know what it is. I know what it is in Spanish.
Harvest.
Show what you planted.
Yeah. Actually, I've started doing a garden and everything like that myself. It just seeing the things grow. It's like, I'm so excited.
I know.
It's like I've got like multiple children now. I've got all of these, like, you got the beans and got the jalapeno things growing and the tomatoes and the strawberries and
Well, I was talking about this harvest question before the live when I was researching and so, I mean, the history of Thanksgiving is kind of murky. I mean, there's so much mystery behind it almost. And most of us, if you grow up in America, know that folkloric version of the Pilgrims came and the Indians helped them. And there was all this cooperation that happened.
And then we killed them.
Right. And
it's like,
That's the murky part.
Yeah.
Doesn't really show up in textbooks very much.
No, of course not.
Yeah. Right. But then there is some historical version of a difficult winter where there was a difficult winter where some colonists got through, right? Anybody know?
They were not able to survive.
Was Jamestown. They almost died. They almost died that first year in Jamestown.
Yes. The Indians helped them.
And the Indians did have to help them because, again, the natives, they almost died. They were in the swamp. How could you have a harvest in the swamp. It's almost impossible. So
Yeah.
there
Exactly.
are some murky details, and because of this is online, we want to keep it, on the up and up, so that we don't have anybody try to shut down Rob's channel. But yeah, there's some murky details, but they did almost die. So again, this part of the year is right at the harvest, and they were just thankful that they survived. A lot of people
Yeah.
died from, they weren't prepared, and they
No,
also
they
did
weren't.
not bring very many women, because the women would have helped them and said, we can't live here, how can I cook? So they did not consult the women. Why can't I cook here?
Yeah.
So we need to move.
Too much swamp here. Nah, we're
Right.
out of here.
Dan mentioned
Where did you
trial and
bring
error,
me
so that's
to?
what this- where am I? What is going on? So, but Ann mentioned trial and error. That's what they literally were doing in this new world, is learning by trial. And the natives had pity and said, if we don't help these people, they're going to starve. So we feel compelled to help them learn something, and that's what that first harvest was. But yeah, there's some murky history there.
I did actually write about it. I'm just checking on the vocabulary.cl website. I did investigate a little bit about the supposed first Thanksgiving Day, because you just don't know what could be true or not. In 1620, 102 people sailed from England to North America on a small ship called the Mayflower. These pilgrims, as they've come to be known, set up a colony at Plymouth in present-day Massachusetts.
Plymouth, yeah.
The first winter for the newly arrived families was very hard, as it was difficult to find food and shelter from the cold. Only half the pilgrims survived. However, when spring arrived, the settlers were taught by the local Wampanoag Native American tribe how to cultivate corn, catch fish in the rivers, and which poisonous plants to avoid. After their first corn harvest in 1621, the pilgrims invited their Native American friends to a celebratory banquet as a way of showing gratitude for their help.
Okay.
The festival lasted for 3 days. Oh, that would have been good. Lasts for 3 days and is considered the first Thanksgiving celebration, though it wasn't called that at the time.
Right.
And this celebration then became an annual event after harvest and spread to other settlements in the area. And then Thanksgiving Day,
in my mind, it probably was the other way around. We in the United States version of history is always very sanitized. So knowing the gracious attitude, it probably was the other way around. You need to come over. We've got food here. Would you like to eat? It probably, but it sounds wonderful that let's invite the natives.
Yeah, it's the other way around. They're probably like starving.
Yeah.
These are just things that I think as English teachers are hard to navigate sometimes, because it often is, and this is such a classic example of, it's the European story, right? And that's really all
exactly.
So, but luckily that's kind of changing, and we have like Indigenous Peoples Day now that's getting more,
thank God,
and so we're kind of maybe trying to balance it a little bit better. But it's always hard for me to teach about these things because they're complicated.
They really are.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like you don't know. It's like that history is written by those that were dominating at the time.
Yeah.
Or and for their own convenience. So, but in theory, this is what happened. And I could go on a tangent here, but I won't. I'll behave myself. Here we go. I'm thankful for being able to take part in this live stream. Great.
Yes, thank you. We are too.
Me
I'm
too.
thankful for my familia, my family.
Yes.
Family.
In South America, we celebrate the Pachamama as a thank you to Mother Earth for everything she gives us.
Yeah.
When is that? I've heard of the Pachamama, but when is like?
Can't remember what's the day, but it was. I think it's early in March, around March.
Spring. Oh, I got it. Oh, okay. Spring celebration. Interesting.
Probably.
I often bake turkey meat for bread or for a sandwich. Ooh, here we go.
Delicious.
Anna,
Sandwiches.
I'm thankful because I'm alive. And many people just don't realize how lucky they are. Just being,
Yes.
existing, being alive, for the good and the bad things that happen to me. Because
Oh, yes.
sometimes, like something really terrible happens, and you think, no, why is this happening to me? But sometimes it's like a godsend, just like it was supposed to happen. So
Oh,
at the
yeah.
time, you're like, oh God, why did this happen to me? It's just terrible. It's the end of the world. But then later you suddenly discover it's like, it was probably the best thing ever that could have happened, even though at the time. So you have to be grateful for all of the experiences that you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I learn every day of them because I'm healthy. My son has a degree already, thanks to the Lord.
Amazing.
Costa Rica. Hi, Guy. Good to see you. Oh, hey, this is Umi. I remember. Hi, everyone. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Japan. I'm interested in culture. Umi, what is something that you are thankful for? I'm always interested to know what everyone's thankful for. Beverly is the best.
Yay,
I'm from
Beverly.
Syria.
Students, okay.
I'm thankful to be alive and for the opportunity to participate in this awesome chat. Thanks a lot to all of you amazing teachers.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Amazona teachers.
We're also
Amazonas. Yeah.
Las Amazonas.
Yeah.
I was surprised about the pilgrims used to eat swan instead of turkey.
Oh.
Is that true? I wouldn't be
I've heard
surprised.
There's very big differences in like the foods that were
They
probably
ate before.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's
Yes.
clearly been
And seal, of course, if you were next to the coast and you were in Alaska or in
That's
a
true.
northern state, you of course
Yes.
would eat seal. I mean, here we eat sometimes for Thanksgiving. Like when I have American friends like Eileen and Wes, they decided to celebrate Thanksgiving with us 3 years ago. And she said, when I asked her, what about the menu? And she says, local food. So of course we're in the coast. Ceviche, which is,
ceviche.
Yes.
you know.
Oh.
So if you are in Massachusetts, maybe, or somewhere at north, you eat seal,
lobster.
lobster, exactly. Maine, yeah.
They're probably
Yeah. I don't know about the swans. I could not eat a swan.
Or
They're
duck.
so beautiful.
Maybe some duck.
Not
Yeah,
that
duck
the
maybe.
turkeys are not
Yeah,
beautiful,
maybe.
but
Where do swans come from? Do they were there swans in America, or do they come from somewhere else? Or maybe duck? I could imagine there's ducks everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's like a duck. You just walk down the street here in New Zealand, you see ducks going across the street.
I lived in Oklahoma one time in a farm, and I was sitting in the living room one day with a baby in my hands, and all of a sudden I see a parade of turkeys, big fat turkeys walking, and I had to go out, and I was asking, what is this? Where are they coming from? Where are they going? And they say they migrating south because the winter is coming. And I have never seen anything like it afterwards.
Wow,
There
that would have
were
been
hundreds
amazing.
of fat turkeys, but I've never seen a swan.
Wow.
And hello from Washington State. What else we got here? I'm grateful to be alive. I used to live in the eastern part of the USA. It was an amazing experience. I had this beautiful opportunity to celebrate Thanksgiving Day. Now I live in Western Poland.
Oh,
That's good that you were able to experience that, because I think for me, for us, I think it'd be something quite cool, like to be in America or the United States of America. I don't like saying American just because of the continent type thing, but anyway.
That's right.
And I think just be cool just to have that experience of like a real Thanksgiving, just with the vibe
Real
of everyone
people,
and everything
exactly.
like that.
Yes. Yeah. You
Something
need to
that is-
experience it at least once so that you can get the feeling of gathering and the camaraderie and the open home, because people just allow everyone to contribute. My wish for you, Rob, is that you would get to experience a real Thanksgiving at least once. It might be traditional, it might be modern, it doesn't matter. You will feel the love and the vibe and eat really well.
Yeah. Oh no, I like to eat too. What else we got here? Oh, 1 second. Show up another one of these. Have you had any interesting experiences during Thanksgiving? Positive, negative, wonderful, crazy.
And you said yes.
Well, Brenda, you reminded me of a kind of weird Thanksgiving experience. It was similar to yours that you described earlier. When I was a college student, I spent 1 year as an exchange student in Germany. And that year I decided to like host a Thanksgiving in my, student apartment dorm style kind of room. And the unit I was in didn't even have an oven, but our neighbors had an oven. So I way like overdid it. I invited people and I thought that I could prepare all of these dishes. And I asked my neighbors, like, can I like cook on your oven today? I would never do that now. Neighbor, can I just use your oven for the day? But I was young, and anyway, so that's what I did. I was going back and forth the whole day, and like nothing turned out right. Like, the food was just, I don't know, wrong ingredients in a different country.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And trying to convert the recipes from what do we use? Cups, and we, from cups
ounces
to
milliliters. And
I did some math wrong along the way. And I had a bunch of people over for a meal that was, I think if it wasn't undercooked, it was overcooked, and but
no.
it's fun though. We still had a good time.
Yeah. Well, it was the thought in that experience. It was the thought and the effort that I'm pretty sure they appreciated.
I don't know how the neighbors truly felt about me. Like, I'll be back in an hour to check on the turkey.
But it became a great story for the future.
Now I have to
always remember. Yeah.
Wow.
How about you all?
I had an interesting Thanksgiving. I want to say November of 2018. This was no, that's not right. November of 2019, because it was pre-pandemic. School shut down in March 2020. Anyway, I was living at that time as a brand new TEFL teacher in Comitán de Dominguez, right in Chiapas, southernmost tip of Mexico, right on the border of Guatemala. And at that time, there were, it was very, very multicultural because, of course, those of us who worked at the local language school, you had some of us from Italy, a girl from Russia, a couple of us from the UK. And then, of course, the hosts had lived in that area for 25 years, and they were from the United States. So, we invited in kind of just this hodgepodge of cultural mix of people. We did have a turkey, but the most interesting thing was that other people brought something that was their favorite. I think we might have had a little pasta. We had some salad, some tamales, and just the whole idea of everyone brings something. And then those of us that didn't cook because we were teachers and working up that day, brought in like some drinks, or I think I brought in like some cheesecake. I can't remember. Some of us brought desserts and drinks, but it truly felt like a traditional Thanksgiving simply because we gathered. And a year later, after, we weren't able to do that. And that is a memory that I have, is that we gathered, we enjoyed each other's company. Nobody wanted to leave. And it felt, that was like our version of Thanksgiving. And it is a memory I'll always treasure of that time with those friends.
Interesting that you mentioned that. What happened during the pandemic, like with lockdowns and things like that? Did people get together or not? Or what happened over the last
really small, just like in the family?
Yeah. That's a good question, because if my memory serves me correctly, and again, Anne could, because I was here, I was still in Comitán, but I believe they said that only small, they put it down to, what was it, 5 or no more than 6 people, and you still needed the windows open. But they cautioned that if you were one of those that has pre-existing conditions, or if you're susceptible,
Not to
maybe you
attend.
should not gather, and if you were, I guess, vaccinated, you could wear a mask. It was really up to different ones. I know my family had, I shared with Rob, they did like a Zoom type of deal, and I was able to visit just that day on Zoom, and I was so thankful again for that. But I think later they went to like a restaurant so that they could be out in the open air. But it was just a strange time, because you were discouraged from gathering. But
Exactly.
people figured out how to make it happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah, it reminds me of a couple of things. Like, one is that the holidays are so important because those memories we make on those days, they stick more than other days.
More than anything.
It's not like we don't get together with our friends and family and eat other times, but
yeah, it's like, no, you gotta wait until November to eat together, okay? Just wait, please.
So I can see you and eat with you.
The holidays, like, our brains somehow save those memories a little bit clearer or a little sharper than others. So, and then you also remind me about how hard it was when we were denied these memories and these experiences. And so another thing to be grateful for is that we're out
We're back.
I think mostly, I don't know if that's true for everyone around the world, but it's gotten a lot better. I hope everybody can spend time with.
I had a weird celebration in San Antonio. I was by accident, which is a different story. I was taking care of a terminally ill patient, and so I spent a Thanksgiving with her in her house. And they were from Hispanic descent, although they had been born in Texas. And so their tradition was that Thanksgiving was the day that marked for them the next morning. The whole family gathered in the oldest of the sisters, which it was where I was living, and they gathered to make tamales. And I have never seen anybody make tamales, although I'm Mexican, and it was an amazing experience because everybody pitched in, and the brother was just taking the account of how many tamales were they done, because at the end they shared it with everyone and we ate tamales and they were just delicious. So in many houses in Texas, for example, Hispanic houses, they do tamales the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Tamales on Christmas are really popular in
that too.
LA community.
Well, here where I live, tamales, they pass every day.
Every day.
Every day the guy passes.
Always.
Tamales!
Tamales, burritos.
Food at your door.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the other thing about Mexico. You've got so many sounds. You've got the gas truck, the water truck. Everything has its own sound, but there's no mistaking. My favorite is the sweet potato guy. Papa.
I know.
Hola. Un momento. I mean, come on.
Camotes.
I want to know about that.
Come on.
Sweet potatoes are a really popular Thanksgiving. How are they prepared?
Oh my God, they are grilled here, and they put condensed milk on top of them.
Condensed milk or honey. Honey. No. It's condensed milk, but it's sweetened condensed.
Yeah.
Yes, sweetened condensed.
Oh my! And then they'll always ask you con leche or miel, and I like butter, so I always say no necesito mantequilla. Okay, but and they're hot, like she said, and grilled. And wait a minute! I have to show you this.
Oh, she has one there. Oh my God.
Oh
my God. Now she's going to make us hungry.
Because I always, this is my serving. Please. And so he'll do like two.
Put it here.
Yeah. And that'll last for 3 or 4 days. But he'll say, okay, no problem. Because I say, I get this pot and just fill it up to the brim. But oh my God, they're perfectly roasted. They're already peeled and He'll cut
Okay.
them
Oh,
down, and he
yes.
just keeps filling until it's all filled up. And I'll say, which is, but I give him a
yes.
nice little tip. You know?
Somebody's talking about elotes, and also we have
elotes.
elotes, corn.
Corn.
You know, the guy of the corn passes by every day. You know,
That's
Yeah.
a Thanksgiving food too. I don't think we
Yeah.
said corn before, but corn is often
tamales oaxaqueños calientitos. Ah, yes, Elita.
Elotes con queso, con mayo, mayonnaise, and salsa on top. It's
Oh
not.
my God, it's
I
divine.
mean, they make a whole
Yes.
meal out of a cup of corn with everything in it. Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
it's just divine.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you, sister.
and it comes right by your door. Brenda's right. Come on. You don't
Yeah.
have to leave. That's
Yeah.
old-fashioned delivery, you know?
You just have to say to your student, 5-minute break, and you go.
Yeah, that's right.
You hurry up to get your camote.
Oh.
Right. Anyway, we must finish this live stream because we've been here just about an hour now. It's been interesting learning about your experiences, learning about Thanksgiving, because as I mentioned before, here in New Zealand, it's just something that, we don't have, but I think there should be some type of celebration here where people have more of a reason to be thankful for the different things. 1 second. What's it? And yeah, so I'd like to thank Anne, Beverly, and Brenda for
Thank you.
for offering to join me today in this it was a relaxed conversation.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it. It was good. It's like the first time I've had 4 people on the screen
I
at the
did
same
too.
time. So, and it's like just learning all of the bits and pieces and how it works and everything like that. But thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining me today.
Thank you.
I really
and
appreciate your
a
time.
pleasure
I
meeting
value.
you
Yeah,
all.
thank you.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Too much fun. This
I
was-
feel like I'm in the spirit now too. I want to go out and get some Thanksgiving decorations. Feeling the vibe.
Mm. So thank you everyone that joined in, leaving comments
you
in
all.
the chat and everything like that. Just making sure there's last ones here. North Guatemala too in Argentina. Okay.
Oh,
I'm thankful for this amazing live class. Thanks. You have a happy Thanksgiving Day to
thank
all of you.
Oh,
Thanks.
isn't
It was
it
nice to
nice?
see you all. I'm from Mexico. What proud I'm feeling right now, listening to Teacher Beverly talking about Mexican food.
Oh, that's
Thank
Anna.
you.
She's from Mexico. Say hi, Anna.
Awesome meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aguirre, I'm hungry now.
We're all gonna go eat.
oh,
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "Rah."
That's right.
I'm thankful to all teachers who help and spread the knowledge to students. Thank you for your efforts, your help, and everything. Have an awesome day. Thankful for this great live video. Repeat very soon. Thank you very much, everyone. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then
you
take
so
care,
much.
enjoy, think about what you're thankful for. That's your homework.
And happy
About-
Thanksgiving to all of you.
Happy
to all of
Thanksgiving.
you all.
To everyone. And until next time, take care, stay
Thank you,
safe, and of
Rob.
course, have an awesome day.